Welcome back to America's Heroes Group Roundtable. We actually have our month of December. It's AIDS Awareness Month and National Human Rights Month. Also, today is Saturday, December 19th, 2020. Our host is Cliff Kelly, and I'm the co-host, Colonel Dr. Damon Arnold. Our executive producer is Glenda Smith, and our digital media producer is Manny Carazari. Today, I just want to talk to you before we get to our next topic a little bit about what's going on with the COVID-19 issue going on in our community. And it is a time for reflection over the past year. We want to send our heartfelt feelings and emotions to the families who have lost somebody. We have not had that from a national level. People talking about how much loss has occurred with over 319,000 deaths nationally, and especially our veterans. We've lost a lot of veterans in, nursing home settings and VA facilities as well across the country. And we just want to let those families know that we are praying for you and that we are your family during these holiday seasons. When I joined the military and I joined the Army, I joined a family, and I still have many of those contacts with me now that I keep on a regular basis in touch with, and they are part of my life every day. So I just wanted to let you know that you're not out there alone. If you are a homeless veteran and you are experiencing some really tough economic times, because we know that this has also affected that it's important for you to realize that there is help out there for you. You can reach out to veterans organizations, and there are many people who are working to try to assist people who are in our city, in our state, that need these services, and around the country as well. So we do have a lot of dedicated volunteers and people who are in the VA system. I want to thank all of those people who are in our VA system that work hard every day, our doctors, our nurses, our X-ray technicians, our people who are greeting people at the door, the service providers that actually help us to reacclimate to sometimes a difficult transition coming back into civilian life if we were on active duty, and those people who are coming back from war, making sure that we have the services we need. And we sometimes go on without thinking about appreciating those people who support us every day. So I just wanted to, during this time of holiday season, to make sure that you realize that we actually appreciate and love you for what you do. And our frontline workers with the COVID-19, we applaud you. We actually just respect you so much for what you're doing to save the people in our nation and helping us. So we love you all, and we feel that this support is really incredible. And, next year I'll be taking my shot for the vaccine for the COVID-19, and I want to encourage veterans to do the same for themselves and their families. Okay, so we are now going to move on to America's Heroes Group Roundtable with partner and sponsor, Tabak Law Firm, LLC. And on the phone, we have Monica Irelan Karas, and she is the Veterans Benefits Attorney with Tabak Law Firm based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We've had her on before as being a partner, and I've always enjoyed conversations with her. She has such a wealth of information, and I hope to be contacting her actually about my situation over the holiday to at least leave a message. I'm not sure if Santa's going to be at home at that point, but she actually is giving gifts to veterans every day with the kind of legal work she's doing. And today's discussion will be Milwaukee, Wisconsin Tabak Law Firm successfully represents veterans across the USA who are denied their benefits claims. Welcome, 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 Monica. It's always an honor to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Arnold. How are you?
Oh, great,
Happy
great.
Holidays.
Oh, happy holidays. Yeah, so tell us what's going on these holiday season. I know you're busy. The elves only work during the Christmas holidays, but you work every day of the year, right?
I sure do. And, we're real busy. And, we have, obviously, we start with the denials of our veterans that are unfortunately being denied by the VA. And, there's a plethora of conditions and reasons. One of the things that I'm seeing a lot right now is our Vietnam-era veterans with these presumptive conditions that are coming along.
Oh.
So, the interesting thing about that is our men and women of the military may have filed for a claim when they came home or in the 80s or 90s, and they weren't considered presumptive conditions back then. So, we have just so many. One of the ones I see over and over again is diabetes type 2. And that's one that is service-connected to Agent Orange. It's presumptively linked. But we're also seeing diabetes type 2 come secondary to numerous other issues right now. One of the big ones I'm seeing, and, we're pushing the VA and we're making progress, is diabetes type 2 secondary to mental health conditions, specifically PTSD. And that's something that we're seeing very often right now, and we're trying to push through the VA and the board. I also see sleep apnea secondary to PTSD and have been very successful on that lately with getting the board and the courts to recognize that is medically linked to PTSD.
Fantastic.
So those are some great wins we've had lately. Sleep apnea is one of these things that we hear a lot about and we talk a lot about. And it's almost one of those things where it's like, oh, you have sleep apnea? Oh, so do I. But it's really a very serious condition,
Yes.
Dr. Arnold, I would think, at least through my experience, it has terrible ramifications on one's heart.
Yes, on the heart, the cardiovascular system, and also, with the lungs, about how you actually breathe air in. And so, your body needs oxygen, and so it has an effect on the brain, and multiple organs in the body. So it's a very serious condition. Can actually shorten your lifetime if you don't take care of it and have some effective treatment. There are effective treatments out there, but in order to do that, I think it gets back to the main germane issue you're raising is it causative? What is the causation for it? And so without having that linkage, many of the veterans, I imagine, aren't able to get those benefits associated with it. That's just my guess, that if it's not recognized, it's really more difficult to get the kind of therapy and treatments you need.
Well, and I guess that's kind of, what I'm here to say is it's possible. It is very possible to get these things linked secondary to another condition. And please don't be discouraged when you're denied, especially for secondary conditions, because it does take quite a bit of work to prove those cases sometimes. And, and that's when it's very helpful to have a lawyer on your side, because when you have a lawyer on your side, we know about the case laws. We know what the statutes say, and we know how to bring those things to light for you. And even if I have to hire an expert on your behalf to say, yes, this is the way this happens, this is when having someone like me on your side is really beneficial.
Oh, great. Yeah. And how can people reach you? What is the number they need to call, or how can they get in touch?
So my phone number is area code 414-375-1735. And you can also go on our website, which is tabakattorneys.com. So that's TABAK attorneys.com. And, our slogan is Tabak for the payback. So if you can't remember how to say Tabak, it's Tabak for the payback.
I love that.
Yeah. And we're doing great work. I'm so proud of the work we do. I'm so proud of we have 5 attorneys that do veterans benefits work, and a plethora of paralegals who work under us. And we're bumping out good decisions. I just had a veteran on a PTSD claim. We were able to get $152,000 back.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
I mean, it's life changing, right?
That is amazingly life changing.
And the thing of it is it's like, it's just money, though. And I love that we can do this for our veterans, and it certainly helps them out. And there's all sorts of other benefits that come along with it. If I can get you a 100% rating, in Wisconsin, you don't have to pay property taxes if you have 100% service-connected disability. So there's all sorts of things that, your VA loans become available once you get service-connected. There's all sorts of things that are connected to getting a 100% rating or what's called individual unemployability. So, the main thing is don't stop the fight. Always appeal, because that's how you get, your back pay. If you filed for something years ago and now you want to restart the claim, restarting the claim now under most conditions is going to get you an effective date now. So you got to just keep fighting the good fight and don't let your claim die, because that's where the back pay comes in.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So, so a lot of veterans get discouraged out there, and they go in for an evaluation, and it doesn't seem to be really reflecting what they're saying. As a physician, I know that having gone through the process myself and still going through it, that even as a physician, I sit there and they're not doing the right test, they're not asking me the right questions, and actually not even doing an examination. I've been in that situation where the person was sitting across me and didn't know I was a physician, but spent exactly 5 minutes, asked me about my ankle, and I was there for my back and everything else, and nothing else. And that determination came back, as a denial. And
let me give you a little bit of advice in that situation.
Yes.
If you're sitting for a comp and pen examination and you don't feel like they're doing their job, especially now that all those comp and pens have been outsourced to a third party, the VA is not even doing them themselves anymore. They're all outsourced.
Oh, okay.
Right? Grab a VA Form 4138, it's a statement in support of your claim, and write down what you are recollecting as you're walking out that door. Because evidence that happens contemporaneously is so much better than evidence of you trying to recall later.
Oh.
So if you walk out of that comp and pen exam and you are discouraged and you know they didn't ask you the right questions, or you know that the exam was incomplete, write a 4138 and get it in right away.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that's really great advice. That's something that I think that all of us needed to hear, because many veterans are sitting out there and don't know really where to turn anymore. And I'm glad that you really mentioned that. Maybe we have, of course, we're running close on time, and we have about another 2 minutes to go. But maybe you can give us that number again. It's 414-375-1735. And I don't think I'll ever forget this phrase anymore. It's payback for the payback.
Right.
And I love that.
It is.
And what is and what is your website? It's
paybackattorneys.com.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so everyone out there, I've heard of great stories coming out of your firm, and many people who have been benefited over this past year. Actually, you've been doing some remarkable work for our veterans and Vietnam veterans, and from all the different wars that you run across. That these veterans deserve more, and I couldn't think of a better guest or person to be on here during the holiday season, as a partner, with America's Heroes Group than to have you, because the gift that veterans can give themselves and to their families is making sure that they follow up on these claims and make sure that they get what they deserve, because it's not that it's a handout. It's not that you're begging for something, and you shouldn't have to. It should be something that is granted to you because of your service and, combat injuries or whatever happened to you during that service time.